Hello guys, this is Jerry speaking. Welcome to Book Reviews, episode number 7 on my LukeJ62895's video content. And today we read you a story called Chapter 7 of the book called Street Gang, The Complete History of Sesame Street by Michael Davis. Now, we're going to read you a book about this right now. See what we got, shall we? See what we got. Either chapter 5 or chapter 6. Where are we? Yeah, chapter 6. We're in chapter 6. Okay, never mind. I don't know what page we're going to be on, but whatever. We're on chapter 6 now, so there we go. We got this. Up until 94. Okay, that's where we're on. Okay. It's not going to be long, though, but that's just with the thing when I'm making book reviews. But anyway, let's do it now. Chapter 6. John Stone and Tom Weddon, where you pronounce his last name, reminded comrades in arms long after the drunken night that they told off Bob Keeshan, okay, at the Sig House, which is pretty okay, I guess. As newly minted writing partners, their first big break came when they first met Fred Silverman, who now passed away. A CBS vice president, fresh out of Surrey's University, we pronounce this pronunciation, but anyway. At 26, Silverman having handled responsibility for children's shows at CBS. Okay. Under the network's senior vice president for programming, possibly of quality children's television for children. Excuse me, I misspelled. But anyway, Dan and Silverman were hurrying a series into production to put Palisade for the FCC. Okay? What pronounces words. P-L-A-C-A-T-E. But anyway. The new CBS Children's Film Festival, sponsored by Xerox, would showcase children's films from around the world. Silverman needed company, or pronounce it, company hands to arrange from that films to be dubbed and edited and to write scripts and commercials for the host of the series. Yeah, I agree. That Stone went on, as previously worked with the puppets, gave them an edge. Bird Tailstorm have already signed it to host the series along with Cuckoo Friend Alley. Okay. Stone Weddon signed on, commuting to Tailstorm's hometown of Chicago, where the show's inserts were produced at WBBM, the city's landmark CBS affiliate. We pronounce his name, but anyway. At first, the assignment was to delight Burr and Fran took us under their wings at once, showing us Burr's beloved Chicago, dining us up at the pump room, always at table 1, the most visible at 1, just outside the entrance, okay, and telling us countless stories about the old days, Stone said, okay. It's worth a slight detour, share of those tales, for those that they have an indirect hearing on the history of Sesame Street, which is good enough. In 1946, the year Jim Henson was born. A slight gap tooth single man attended a Chicago performance of the Brett Barrett Russians the Monte Carlo featuring Tamara Tornava, we pronounce it, but anyway. We pronounce this word, but anyway. Tornava, whatever it is, dark haired, Tornava has joined in the dance company at Poetry and was now one of the internationally known baby ballerinas. Wow. The ballet Russies, okay? Along with Irina Barinovas and Titus what do you pronounce her last name? But anyway. For a spell of the 1930s, the free teens were the toes of Europe, which is cool. Tornova's performance left the Chicago audience members erupted. Okay, none more than the Franklin Burr Tailstorm. The blue-eyed gentleman weighed more than a bit nervously to have a word with the dancer. Through luck and puck, he haven't invited to go backstage. Sounds reasonable. Tailstorm, an Albert bicyclist and swimmer, could find an athlete profile in the Pro-Ance of the day. He was a swell guy, a slavishly dressed, nearly groomed, extremely polite, mostly happily, fellow, who was with parts of Chicago's new North Side. Some summers, who was spent at grandparents' homes in Burton's Ulster, Michigan, what pronounce it. But anyway, where youngsters, Borm and his brother Dick, were encouraged to bike, sail and explore. When Dr. Turnbaum joined the spin eventual tales in his own making during their walks in the woods, young Burr was precious and theatrical as a child. Always tried to mimic performance in movies. Okay, I saw with small figures, stuffed teddy bears, dolls, everything I can make move. One day while homesick, Burr saw stage puppet show for neighborhood children. Using a window sill. Excuse me, misspelled. But anyway, on their ground for apartment of his stage as a stage, which is cool enough. By 14, he had his first professional appearances with a long party. We pronounce it. But anyway, he was paid $8.10 for a puppet performance of Red Band Winkle. Okay. After graduation from Chicago's State High School, Tailstorm accepted a scholarship to the University of Chicago, from which, to the dismay of his parents, he dropped out of it year after year to pursue after show business. After failing to get work as an actor or radio performer, Tailstorm took a job with a Chicago Park District the city SG had started a puppet fear with funding from the Work Progress Administration, WPA for short. President Roosevelt's massive New Deal relief program to provide income to be unemployed. Excuse me, I misspoke. But anyway, after the with the construction of the some 650,000 miles of roads, 125,000 buildings, and 78,000 bridges, the WPA has also allocated 7% of the fundings to arts projects across the continent, putting writers, painters, and puppeteers back to work, while villain characters support the puppet fear. Wow. Tillstorm carved a character with rosy cheeks. Excuse me, I misspoke, but anyway. With a red door knob nose, slowly protect eyes, arc burrows, and then open mouth that depend on the situation that could express astonishment, bewilderment, or bedriment, or milestone of the free. The puppet has style look of being strong from a Jack-in-the-Box. Okay, that is cool. So the night of the ballet, the puppet has no name. But then Fate stepped in and wearing the tutu as Tillman was ushered to meet Mrs. Torres Nova. The dancer was facing her dressing room mirror. Tillstorm suddenly needed a drink, but Tillstorm, we pronounce this word, but anyway, whose mother accomplished her on tour, was Carrie and charming around her handsome guest. While Norma Prime in our dressing room mirror, Tillstorm teach inside a green paper bag, and he was holding. Dip it down and using it. Let me turn the page. Okay. A seat back as a prover would pronounce this word. But anyway. Stage. Reveal the puppet swipe just over the stock dancer's shoulder. Kuka. Okay. She said, inside, with a slight, tilt, of her head. In Russian, Kuka means doll. Wow. I did not know that. But anyway, that was Kristen, the wise, worried, whiny, self-aware, slightly sarcastic, bald Kuka. A puppy who's became a household name in the 1940s and the 1950s America. And Tillstorm's right hand man and second hat shelf. Okay. For labs, Tillstorm began to take Kukus along to parties. Along with the puppet is the size friends in the way he never could. Kuku was really smart with people. When I was too young to ignore it to have an answer, Kuku took over. The party performance led on bookings at fairs, nightclubs, and local fears. To that end of story and conflict, Tailstorm's puppet repertory, we pronounce it, company, the Cuckoo Politicians players, expanded with the addition of prominent we pronounce this company, Mammy Avelina Uku Plus. I don't know what you pronounce it, but anyway. The traditional Diva and Ollie, the Apurus dragon with the leopard skin neck. Wow, this is cool. In 1939, the same year Wizard of Oz came out, Tailstorm turned down a chance to tour Europe with his puppet. Excuse me, misspoke. Anyway, but instead had to take an offer to manage a marionette pier at Chicago Marshall Field and Company's department store. Tailstorm gave Saturday morning performances at the Landmark Emporium, where the motto was, "Give the lady that she wants, what she wants." Excuse me. When General Sharnoff's latest electronic marvel, the television, arrived at Marshall Fields in 1939, Tailstorm begged RCA, yeah, I know, and store management to add his puppets to a closed circuit demonstration. Excuse me, I misspoke. Anyway, telecast with Green up in the audio and video engineers who ever enjoyed Cuckoo's headering. The bigwig is quietly when we pronounce it. The televised puppets proved to have it surprising known local radio's personalities, Gary Moore and Dorward Kirby. Okay. The Porno audition led RCA to invite Tailstorm and his troupe to demonstrate television in the 1939 New York World's Fair. Wow. Cuckoo and Ollie will be announced by the very straight announcers type. Excuse me, I misspoke. But anyway. Tailstorm, lovely actresses and models, and as a hostess to explain this new medium of television to people. He eventually began to use them in the act. Tailstorm what might have been ready for prime time. Wow. But the outbreak of World War II slowed the development of the new medium almost to a halt. After the war, as television programming was slowly becoming available in Chicago, Captain Bill Eddy, director of a studio stations called WBKB, approached that Tailstorm, yes, misspoke, but anyway, Tailstorm to create the hour-long children's television show called Cuckoo Friend Alley, but I misspoke, but anyway. As Max Wilk known in 1976, there were some 3,000 sets in Chicago, but most of them were in the traditional back turns and saloons. They wanted television to be brought into the homes and decided that Cuckoopolitans were be just the right choice. Okay. For that. We were contacted with the up to do 13 weeks, Tailstorm said. The thought of delivering a daily block of live entertainment made Tailstorm shiver. He had no earthly idea what format the show should take or who should write for it. I'll give you all the producers and writers you need, A said. Okay? Well, I'll do what with writers, Tailstorm asked. With my hands full of puppets, I could read a script if I had one. Well, what would you do? Would you need? Ace asked. It was a good question. A girl to work out front, Tailstorm said, which is good enough. Tailstorm said, somebody who would get interested, interview guest stars. Excuse me, I misspoke, but sing a song now and then. I guess what I really need is a girl who talks to a dragon. Wow. Tailstorm remembered a sweet, sunny vocalist and quick study comedians who months before had passed an informational audition with him. Say, said Tailstorm to A, do you want to know how I get in touch with Fred Allison? Yeah, that'll be easy. Google Fred Allison will be glad. Tailstorm surmised the dragon charmer might be a perfect role for her. Wow. She's already done something similar once with Tailstorm while chatting between performances at the Great Lakes Naval Training Center. Okay? Both were there to entertain wanted serviceman. And when Allison had looked directly into Ollie's soulful, sweet eyes, she began a conversation with Dragon if it were a segment, it being instead of a short sleeve extension, it made a lasting impression of Tailstorm. Okay? Who never... sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, I have to wash my hands to see what's done with this episode. But anyway. Where is that? Both were there to entertain wounded servicemen, yeah. When I was looking to... She probably contrary would be Dragon wasn't... Yeah. It made a lasting expression of Tailstorm, okay? Who never ever referred to his certain creations, I misspoke, as puppets. Wow. The coalitions were kids, okay? Who were born in this homework shop. Bachelor Burr was their benefactor and Violet graduate guardian. I misspoke. In time, Allison would buy it completely to the content that Cuckoo and Ollie were real. Sock puppets were souls. Friend always believed, said Tailstorm. Allison was a small town alien with bales and balls of Goblin. After graduation from the tiny college, she had fought grade scores in the small Iowa towns of Skullswig, we pronounce it, and Pocahontas. Wow. Upon being notified that after 4 years, her $100 a month salary would be increased by only $2. Wow. She quit teaching to pursue fear. Well, that's reasonable. After spawning advertisement in the Kansas City newspaper for wonderful opportunity awaiting young dramatics. She withdrew $50 from her savings to control the 2-week course in playing producing. Wow. But after a cool month enrolled in the 2-week course in the play producing, excuse me, I misspoke. But after a cool month in the road with money losing shows, excuse me, I misspoke, but I lost the line. But anyway. She trucked back home to Lockport City, Iowa, with 50 cents in her pocket. Cool enough. Still determined to make a go of show business. She sang in local radio shows in Cedar Rapids, Altamira, and Wardland, where one afternoon. Let me turn the page. Oh, come on. No, bad. Turn the page. Anyway, in 1944 at station WMT, where she started by Joe DeMond, host of the Cornhuskers program, very apparent to fill the final 3 minutes of the show. Okay, that's where we're on. Okay. DeMond struck a live microphone in the front of Allison. Well, folks, he said. Guess who just dropped in? Aunt Fanny. Oh my god. This is an awesome show because I've never seen it before. But this is the 1930s we're talking about. But anyway. Okay. Where was I? Come up here and tell us who it's new. Summary in the voice of a spinster who's blabbing small town secrets. Allison limited fully and flawlessly. Well, Mr. Dumont, she said, I dropped by to Ace, excuse me, I misspoke, but anyway, to see Daisy Dosahars yesterday, and her junior came, to the door. I really said, real nice, Junior, is your mother home? No, she, ain't, he said, is your father home? I asked, no, he ain't, he said, well, I heard, just about enough ain'ts, so I said, where's your grandma? Oh, don't ask me why. That's stupid, but anyway. He answered quick, she ain't here either. The imperial dish of carbone earned Allison a sponsor, a manufacturer of heavy farm equipment, and the daily comedy spot of WMT. Impressed with her professional comedy, wow, this is cool. The station manager in Waterloo sent a transcription of the Aunt Fanny routine to Don McNeil, host of and Toastmaster of the Breakfast Club. Wow. A daily entertainment hour from the Chicago that was quickly become a network radio and stretch situation. Excuse me, I misspoke. But anyway. For Depression era listeners, wow. McNeil's upbeat mix of popular music and mild mayhem provided an I don't know what's going on with this book going on. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, McNeil's upbeat mix of popular music and mild mayhem provide an undertone to the despair of more newscast. Allison not only successful but relocated Aunt Fanny to Chicago, she also was chosen as a featured Breakfast Club vocalist. Wow. I didn't know that. But anyway, Colliers noted that between press programs, fans carry on and rushing between businesses. Excuse me, misspoke. But anyway, in singing commercials, partly because she could sing in one key and whistle in another. And a rare talent, which department the portrayers we pronounce it, but anyway. The commercials to work on the out of the very special effects without doubling the payroll. Trailstorm asked Allison to be in the coffee shop to direct the sauce's ideas for Junior Jeopardy, new TV show featuring his puppet troupe as the leggy models of the World's Fair had, which is cool. Allison would face the cameras and freeway mix with the puppets. Okay, the entire show's what hangs on the ad libs. There would be no scripts to memorize and no rehearsals. Okay, but before on airtime, they would agree to a list of possible topics. Their band play would be conversational, like neighbors yakking over the fence. And we argue her to summon an air that would be closer to authentic personality as the situations will allow. Yeah. This in a generic way to pronounce it, but anyway, formerly what became a hallmark of the so-called Chicago School of Television's television. But anyway, the graduates of which includes Dave Gorey, graduate of Large, scores Turkle Studs plays. Junior's Jamboree launched on October 14th, 1947. On October 22nd, however, Valerie cast a single eye in the show. Okay. Junior Jamboree toured the first 60-minute teleseries on a 5-day ski. Is cute to kids in the 6 to 16 bracket. The RCA Victor dealers are arguing youngsters to visit the Mabe stores and see the show. Wow. Idea being that a small fry may wheedle Widow's mom and Pops into buying a receiver, all of which is smart prediction, and even though some double crossing parents may buy another brand. Wow, Google a puppet voiced by Berg Tollstorm. M3's way to pronounce this word, but anyway. Yeah, JJ. Wow. Performing then on a stage that simulates the RCA receiver. Currently includes film shorts, animated cartoons, this administration of Jive hobbies, interviews by Fran Allison, male poll as kids telling why they want a dog with a bargain. Award weekly for best letter. Wow. Okay. Miss Allison also appears with the Lost Dog for possible recognition by kid viewer. Dialogue and lifted from the outline that ran smoothly. Miss Allison, known to radio fans as Miss Antoinette Fanny on the Breakfast Club, is a vegetarian at the club rap party, while Tailstorm had been puppets chattering for more than a decade. Okay. Show will premiere on October 14th. Seems like Taylor made for a jive audience. Wow. Renamed Cuckoo Fred Nolly when it aired nationally on NBC in 1949. The show purposely depressed their noses against appliances sourced by Windows. By 1950, the cyclone force in the show's popularity prompted toy makers to approach Tailstorm. Okay? But the idea of acceptably fine rep qualities of his drawings was intentional to him. Wow. I respect him so much for having turned down a fortune, Allison recalled. John Stone described it this time on the CBS Children's Film Festival. Yeah, but anyway, with Tailstorm as another step in my puppetry education, providing insights that would later inform the Muppets of Sesame Street. Wow. Gus, Esther Gary, Captain Kangaroo has been given the industry culture, and once again, I was a impression of greatness. Stone said, Burr was a great near genius, the magic cuckoo and Ollie, and started the beyond reach reason, and explanation, I misspoke, but anyway. It certainly wasn't the in the puppets themselves. But my kids made their paper massage puppets in the 3rd grade. Wow. I didn't know that. Anyway. And the magic did not come from the manual populations. Ollie's mouth open and closed in the most remote relationship. Okay. To the dialogue he was supposed to be spouting, and with very civilized there was most concurring way to pronounce this word. Clack, wherever the mouth clamps close. Coco has no mouth movement at all. And I agree with Coco on this point. Well then that made these two characters so believable with Burr. And I agree with Burr at this point. He breathed like a humor and depth into his little pals, like giving them a character. From Burr, I learned that the success of a character comes 100% from the puppeteer underneath. It's not from any exceptionals or customarities or tricky gadgety. Next page. I'm not sure we're gonna go. Let's see. We're in 3 more pages left. But anyway, despite the possible reviews and decent ratings, Stone and Whedon were replaced after the film festival's first season. Okay. Fred Silman's Valerie and Snap judgments were already legend among colleges. Stone said my association with him taught me over valuable lessons about the television business. Yeah, I agree. But we have a set the tone and format of the program and device and economical and exceptional model of operation. The suits apparently have decided that it could find someone cheaper who would carry on our work. Yeah, I agree. Who spoke barely of their disappointment to Burr, who reasonable or way to pronounce this word that we have his boys. Yeah, I agree. If it weren't coming back for season 2, neither would Cuckoo Friend Ollie. One for all, and all for all one. Yeah. But when season 2 rolled around, Burr was back. God. And Tom and I were history. Not long afterwards, however, Silverman was back on the phone with Sloan Wisman's agent, dangling a chance to develop a series after permanently meeting at his office to discuss the project. A series built around a classic, already well-worn fairy tale heroic. Silverman invited Stone and Wirrowman back to meet one of the creative partners he had in mind. For a Friday morning, we would go and meet with Christ and his dog. Wow. He said, lean, bearded Jim Henson, whose dog puppet, Ralph, has been riffing with that smoothie Jimmy Dean on his popular primetime show on ABC, Jimmy Dean Show, that is. Listen to the pitch some Stone Wilden had prepared that involved on actress and Snow White, who was surrounded by woodland puppets. Jim noodled carelessly, we pronounce it, and as we talk. Then Gentle began to explain to us why realistic animals puppets are not nearly as easy or effectively pronounce it. Excuse me. It's more abstract puppets. Tom and I glanced at each other. He doesn't like it. We thought we lost him, and then solemnly, Jim said he liked the idea. Count him in. No sooner had Jim molded that the door bust open and has an enormous where's it say? An army, yeah, in the misspelled. But anyway, yeah, sorry, that was mispronunciation of the book. But anyway, an army of suits filled the room. Stone said, yeah, that was a why, but that's just why. But anyway, among there was Bernie Burleson, Henson's agent, and Al's Gersman, the puppeteer's business manager. All were suddenly on the table, machine gunning demands of 100% of merchandising, percentage of gross revenues, percentage of ownership, original control, and hundred over demands. Excuse me, I misspoke, but anyway. Tom and I watch in amazement in my first experience with doing business with Jim, but far from the last. Over the years, Jim became a close personal friend, and we developed a strong mutual professional respect. but none of that ever grit in the way of the deal. Jim was a killer businessman. Yeah, I agree. The explanation of Silverman's sudden interest in missing a pilot script for Snow White turned out to be the show's business as usual. Bob Keeshan's contract was up to the newer CBS. And Captain Kangaroo himself had been making noises about leaving to a comparing network. Wow. Makes no sense to me, but whatever, Bob Keeshan. In late Bob Keeshan, that is. Developed Snow White streets into halt once CBS signed a new deal with Keeshan, which is cool. And Silverman agreed to allow Stone Wheelman's new representative from General Arts Corporation. Wow. The shop, their script spent elsewhere. CBS could have cared less now what happened to Snow White as soon as we scared the rights. We took the idea to ABC. Jim was still willing to participate, and the idea was still sound. Wow. An ABC programming that chief gave approval for the pilot. Which is one catch loose Snow White. Since it had been CBS's idea to center the story on Snow White, that somehow tarnished the whole concept in the eyes of ABC. Wow. Stone said, the network demanded that the lead character come from a different fairy tale. Tom and I couldn't figure out how the audience in television land would associate Snow White with CBS. But by then, we knew better than to try to apply logic with dealing with the network's suits. Cinderella was it. It was. Songs in the Cinderella pilot was composed by Joe Racipo. Wow. That log pianist who provided the interact music with the production Stone directed on Capital Call back in 1955. And by the way, before I get back read, I saw him sing and when I saw this, when dedication to Jim Henson and when the Joe Recipe tribute came out in the same day as Jim Henson passed away, that's just the great thing, by the way. That's just me. But anyway, let's continue on this book. We have stayed friends with when we moved to New York City, Stone said. But the Cinderella pilot brought us together professionally, wow, for the first time. Okay. It also marked the first collaboration between Sesame Street professionals Henson and Raspo, but when one considers that the Muppet performers in the project include Frank Oz and Jerry Nelson, who will later give rise to the Count, Harry Monster, and Sherlock Hamrock. Cinderella was also a dress rehearsal for Sesame Street. Cool enough. On the final night of taping, a black rap party has also served as a send-off for Oz. Send-off for Oz, excuse me. I didn't know what there's a T instead. There was an S instead of a T, but anyway. Okay. Who would receive his army of induction notice? It was due to take this pre-deduction cycle the next morning, and the unspoken concern that it would be shipped off to Vietnam. Wow. Like so many men his age, we all gave him presents and hugs and all the support we could. Stone said. We partied until wee hours. And at 6 a.m., Frank was to board the military bus and to Fort Dix to face his uncertain future. Oz failed the physical and was reclassified 4F. He went to get no closer to second than scientist Long Island. Everything was progressing simply for a fall launch of Super Cinderella's on ABC's Saturday schedule when the project was once again denied a happy ending. Rune Arledge, ABC's visionary programming executive for sports, landed a football game of a week's package for the network that forced an entire revamping of the late morning and early afternoon schedule. Soon after, Henson approached Stone and Wilden with a plan to expand the pilot into an hour special, retitled Hey Cinderella. The pilot, turn the page, was mounted in Canada. Wow. With the original creative team, Henson served as both producer and director. Okay. When it finally aired in the United States in 1970, which is the year after Sesame Street came out, but we'll get to that in another section of the chapter some other time. The result was less than the sum of its parts. Though absent talent was involved, the final edit of Hey Cinderella was bloated, draggy, but berthed of laughs. Even Kermit seemed bored by it. Wow. And he served as a kind of sadistic Muppet master of ceremonies. We never know if the half-hour series would ever have soared, but the hour special sank under its own weight. In the spring of 1964, a somewhat relaunched refined Beverly Owen was cast in the audible pilot for CBS that turned into a monster hit. Wow. When the Monsters debuted in September that year, she played a quite normal niece in the household that otherwise included not only the bride of Frankenstein, Lily, but her groom, Herman, her son, Eddie, and a grandpa, Merlin, a manhunter, the classic and cold scene. Wow. Attended Wenbury College. Whenever she was bringing a senator home to 1313 Mockingbird Lane, he would run screaming into the night after meeting the family. The series was shot in Los Angeles. The scene train long stay out west for Owen. Wow. She was under control to Universal. The absence caused a strain in the relationship with Stone, who has spoken of commitment, but had yet to produce an engagement ring. It was decision time, Stone said, and we decided that we both wanted to change up our relationship. Stone and Owen were unsure how to proceed, but they took the advice of Marvin Josephson, a powerful New York-based agent, who suggested they find a way to cost Universal some cash. Wow. Stone recalled Josephson saying, "Money is all the core, and everything is a business, not art, not comedy, not fame. If it costs them money, they'll glad to get last of you." The plan emerged. Beverly made it known how unhappy that she was. This unhappiness began to manifest itself in bouts of physical illness. Throwing up in the dressing room. That's sad. Anyway, being unable to get the sale on time, interrupting takes with the spontaneous hours of tears. It was sad. After 13 weeks, the part of Merlin was recast. And Owen was back in New York. She's married Stowe in June 1966. And the couple moved to a framed in Vermont, where Stone split his time between working on the house and developing scripts. Wow. Their daughter Polly was born the following November, a child who is their little handprints who were all over Sesame Street. That was chapter 6. I'm gonna stop right here. So I'd like to thank you all for watching this chapter 6 story. I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be chapter 7 of this book. Street Gang, The Complete History of Sesame Street. Until next time, LukeJ62895's, goodbye, peace out, baby. We get more book reviews from LukeJ62895 content for you guys very soon. Till then, Jefferson out. See ya.